I've had a lot of friends die due to heroin overdose or carfentanil, fentanyl, butyrylfentanyl, acetylfentanyl, all of the different fentanyls that are getting over here and being, put in heroin. And I understand that they chose to use drugs regardless of what was in it, but they definitely weren't planning on dying. I'll tell you, I lost my Uncle Richie to an overdose. I lost my best friend Ricky Rivas to an overdose. And I was, I'll tell you that story because this is how something else happened. But I got a call from Ricky's parents a couple years back, and they were like, I haven't heard from Ricky since this morning. And do you mind going over there and checking on him? And he was about a 15-minute drive from me. And he wasn't answering my phone calls. And at this time, he wasn't on drugs. He wasn't messing up or anything. He worked for me at the rehab, and we spent every day together. So I go to his condo. I walk in the door, and I look to my left, and I see him in the bathroom, and he had his face up against the vanity. And he was wearing his shorts, and I saw that he had a needle and a spoon, and just it didn't look good. So I ran over and I tried to wake him up, and he wasn't waking up. So I called 911, and I'm running down through the elevator to go to get. I didn't think anything was wrong with him, so I didn't bring Narcan upstairs or anything. Like Narcan's what saves opiate addicts from overdosing. So I ran to my car, I grabbed that. 911's telling me what to do. I get back to the room, and they told me to take him off the toilet and put him on the floor, and his body was still in the position that it was in when I saw him sitting there, and his face was sideways from being on the vanity, and I'm still in denial at this point. I gave him the Narcan in his leg. I was, giving him CPR like they said to do, and I remember when the cops showed up and the ambulance showed up, they didn't talk to his parents. I did. I told his parents that their son was gone, and which I thought was a little bit ridiculous. I thought that the detective should be the one handling that, especially with how I was, I was crying my eyes out, like he lost my best friend,
No.
Sorry.
I lost my best friend to addiction too.
Yeah?
Yep.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, my best friend, he was a SEAL. I worked with him at the agency. He experienced a lot of trauma, became addicted to opiates for injuries, and that just became a, straight addiction. They cut the pills. He went to heroin, and I spent a lot of time trying to get him better. Moved in with me, got him back on his feet, got his family involved, got him into therapy. I mean, I love this motherfucker. We'd been through a lot of shit together. And he was a phenomenal hockey player. And, I used to live in Boca Raton too. And so he lived right by me. And he kept telling me he wanted to start this hockey nonprofit for wounded warriors, and that he was going to get the Panthers to sponsor it. Now, he's one of the smartest human beings I've ever met in my life, even when he was high. But as it got worse and worse, you didn't even, just his appearance, you didn't even want to be around him. He just looked sick. And I was, in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, okay, you're going to get the Panthers on board. Well, I'll be damned. The son of a bitch got the fucking Panthers on board. And I think it was the first NHL team to sponsor a wounded warrior. You had to be a disabled veteran to play on the hockey team.
Okay.
He had somebody helping him. The Panthers called the guy that was helping him to tell him, hey, we're going to do it. We're going to sponsor the team. You got the NHL sponsor. We're going to sponsor the team. That guy went over to tell him, hey, dude, you did it.
Yeah.
And nobody answered the door. and trying to keep my shit together here.
Yeah.
But
I understand.
yeah, he didn't answer the door. Got on a stool to see, the top part, and there he was, laying on the floor, and
Sorry to hear that, man.
yeah.
I know.
So
I know what it feels like.
I just want you to know I can relate, and I've lost a lot of friends to addiction.
Likewise, that was the first one, obviously, that happened to me, and I, I found them, and I can't explain that, and you can't bring them back. But what you can do is educate people and try to help more people so that doesn't happen to them. And you can't fix everybody. You can't get it through everybody's head that they need to stop, and it's dangerous, and it's not just heroin and opiates like it used to be. It's
Yeah.
it's coke, it's meth, it's painkillers that are pressed, it's Xanax. They all are being cut with fentanyl. This isn't a conspiracy theory; it's fact. I mean, the number one leading cause of death, 18 to 49 right now, is fentanyl. That's more than car accidents, more than anything else. 18 to 49 years old, fentanyl. So any drug that you're doing, you have to be careful that, not be careful. You have to just try to get away from it or get a testing kit. If you refuse to stop doing drugs, get testing kits, because fentanyl will kill you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty rough. But